Introduction. Teen pregnancy is a topic that has been actively discussed over the last few years. It is paramount to note that the number of such cases has been decreasing, but it is still an enormous problem in the modern society that needs to be addressed. Statistics indicate that young ladies gave birth to 273,105 babies in 2013. Teen pregnancy prevention is incredibly important because it helps to reduce the number of young mothers and complications that are associated with childbearing at this age. Young parents have to make some tough decisions when faced with pregnancy, and they are influenced by numerous factors. Current problems. The biggest issue is that most teens are not educated about complications that may occur because of unprotected sexual intercourse. It is especially true for those who study at home because most parents think that this topic does not need to be discussed, and it is something that an individual has to learn on their own. However, it is important to say that our society has shown enormous progress, and this should no longer be viewed as something shameful. It is paramount to understand that the safety and well-being of children are of utmost importance, and lack of information is one of the leading causes of teen pregnancy. However, it needs to be said that numerous individuals get pregnant even if they understand possible consequences of their actions. Abuse of drugs or alcohol is one of the primary reasons that lead to such behavior, and this problem needs to be addressed. It needs to be said that adolescent pregnancy can be extremely problematic for everyone who is involved. Individuals are likely to live in poverty because of lack of education, and young mothers are not ready to take care of their children most of the time. It is also imperative to note that these children are at an increased risk of development of severe medical conditions such as blindness and deafness, and this fact should not be disregarded. This may cause psychological trauma to teens and their parents, and it is extremely hard for some individuals to accept. The fact that ethnicity plays an enormous role is also quite significant and should be considered during pregnancy. Sexual abuse is also one of the topics that need to be discussed. It often results in unintended pregnancy that may complicate the life of a young lady. It is paramount to say that such offenses often cause physical and mental harm to the victim, and it is especially hard to deal with the fact that one has to give birth to a child of an offender. Possible solutions. Numerous programs that are aimed at reducing the pregnancy rates among teens are being developed. For example, infant simulation can be viewed as an extremely efficient method because young individuals that participate in such activities may have a better understanding of responsibilities that are associated with gestation. No-cost contraception is also one of the most efficient methods of teen pregnancy prevention. A recent study has shown that gravidity rates among adolescents that enrolled in one of the programs were dramatically lower because all the necessary information was provided. Some scientists also suggest that child abuse has an enormous influence on teen pregnancy. One of the studies has shown that those who have suffered from neglect and mistreatment are 66% more likely to be pregnant by the age of 17. This percentage is truly astounding, and the government needs to take necessary measures to educate people that live in poverty because such case on things is not acceptable. It is important to understand that numerous sources of information such as social media have been recently introduced, and they have a tremendous influence on the overall behavior of teens. However, one may misinterpret the data that is available, and this is a problem that may lead to severe consequences. Decisions. Young parents that have made a decision to keep the baby must understand that this is not an easy choice to make, and they should be ready to accept a broad range of responsibilities. The issue is that most teens lack the knowledge and experience to make sure that their child is properly raised. However, numerous exceptions may also be listed, but cooperation between the parents and families is necessary in most cases. It is understandable that it is hard to comprehend at this age, and it may require numerous sacrifices. A particular emotional burden is placed on relatives and children most of the time, but it is highly important to understand that it is necessary to build positive relationships. Abortion is one of the options that a future mother may have to consider. This is a hard topic for discussion because of ethical issues that are associated with it, and there is still no consensus among the population of the United States. However, it needs to be understood that this medical procedure is supported by the government and can be viewed as an effective method to deal with numerous problems that may occur as a result of pregnancy. It is especially important if there is a risk to maternal health. Adoption is another option that should be considered by teen parents. It is paramount to understand that this will have an enormous influence on everyone who is involved. Parents are likely to regret their decision, and children may also experience some issues. Nevertheless, it needs to be said that this is one of the best options because numerous families that cannot have babies are ready to adopt and take care of one. They will make sure that an individual grows happy and healthy, and they have access to resources that most young parents do not have. A broad range of information is available for those who may consider putting the child for adoption. Conclusion. In conclusion, this is an important topic that needs to be discussed much more because it is evident that numerous individuals are still not properly educated about this issue. Young parents are faced with tough decisions that they have to make, and the support of families is essential. It needs to be said that it is problematic from both economic and sociologic points of view. It has a significant impact on high school dropout numbers and incarceration rates. The biggest problem that must be noted is that teen pregnancy rate is one of the largest in the United States, and this needs to be addressed by the government. Overall, it is a responsibility of the society to make sure that young individuals have access to necessary information, and an education of this topic is provided. Study Corgi can help you make your studies smarter. Visit studycorgi.com for more samples like this, study tips, and writing tools.